Hello team players, and welcome to Fighter Week here on the channel. I've got a few fighter videos in the works for this week, but today I want to talk about the new and updated feats for the fighter that we got in the remaster. Let's get into it. I'm going to start with brand new feats and Blade Break. This one is absolutely fantastic for fighters that want to be tanks. Basically, if someone tries to move you with a forced movement effect, you can put your weapon into the ground. This requires a reaction, and if you would be moved less than 20 feet, you don't move at all. If you would be moved more than 20 feet, you only move 5 feet. So even if there was an effect that forced you to move 120 feet, you would only be moved 5 feet with this feat. But keep in mind, this does use your reaction, which means probably no reactive strike that round. But for a tank, not being forcibly moved is kind of a big deal, especially if you happen to be slow because of your armor. Next up, we got Lightning Swap. This one is going to be used by mostly people that want to switch weapons a lot, especially those that want to switch between using 1 and 2 weapons. For a single action, you can stow any number of items from your hands and draw up to 2 weapons or a weapon and a shield. The good news is they made the normal way of swapping weapons much more clear. That allows you to swap a weapon or item in your hands for a single action. This essentially allows you to put away multiple items and pull out multiple items at the same time, making it great for fighters. Now, if you're just going to stick with a weapon and a free hand, then you don't need this feat. But if you're a dual wielder or a sword and board, you probably want to take this. And we have a very similar feat to Sudden Charge with Flinging Charge. You can stride twice, and at any point during this movement, you can throw a thrown weapon. If this ranged thrown weapon strike hits, then the target is off guard against your next melee attack you make against it before the end of your current turn. This one is fantastic for the one-handed weapon free hand fighter, because you can stride twice, throw your thrown weapon, and still have a free hand to do other stuff on your current turn. Such as, grabbing, tripping, disarming, whatever. And since this makes the opponent off guard against your attack, this makes feats like Disarming Twist that much better. Overall, fantastic feat, just wish it wasn't such high level. And the last brand new feat we got for the fighter is Sleek Reposition, which plays on the Reposition action that we just got. I covered that in my athletics video right here. For one action, if you're wielding a finesse weapon or a polearm, make a melee strike with that weapon. If you hit a creature that is your size or smaller, you can also reposition it as if you had succeeded on the reposition action. If you critically hit, you get the critical success effects of the reposition. If you use the weapon with reach, use the weapon's reach for this reposition. Even if you fail on the attack roll, the target is off guard until the end of your current turn. Unfortunately, this does have the press trait, meaning it has to be your second attack or higher. So honestly, the failure effect isn't that great, to be honest, unless you can somehow get the opponent to provoke a reactive strike from someone else during your turn for your third action. It is decent, because you're needing to use a finesse weapon or polearm for this, and a lot of finesse weapons are also agile weapons, which effectively means you are only taking a -6 to hit on your third attack, if you miss. But it's still not great, it's okay. But this would be better if you had somebody who could hit them when it's your turn. Like, say, another martial with reactive strike. Now let's talk about the updated feats that we got in the remaster. First, a slight change to Sudden Leap. Now, if you have Felling Strike, it doesn't take an extra action in order to use it. You can do it as part of your Sudden Leap. Otherwise, you essentially make a leap, high jump, or long jump using the DC for a long jump, and you get to make a strike as part of the leap. You also get to jump up to double your speed. But after you make the strike, you automatically fall, even if you haven't reached the maximum amount you can jump. But if the distance that you jumped is no more than the height of your fall, then you land upright and don't take any damage. I'm not a huge fan of this feat because this just seems like something you should be able to do without having to take a feat for it. I know the rules lawyer agrees with me on this, but I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. Next we have a slight but very important change to the disarming twist feat. This allows you to make a strike and a disarm for one action. But remember, this is the new fantastic version of disarm, not the disarm that was basically useless. But the change to this feat comes in the special. If you're in disarming stance, which is another fire feat you can take earlier than this, you get a +1 to this attack roll. Never thought I'd see the day where a fighter could get a +1 to an attack roll, but here we are. I mean, I kind of get why they did it, because a lot of things you're facing won't have anything for you to disarm. So that +1 isn't going to come up near as often as you think it will. But when it does, whew! Just doing the research for this video, I can already see a fire build in my head. Then we have a slight change to the determination feats. This is the one that lets you end conditions, spells, and magical effects. The old version of determination had a clause that basically said, if the effect is 20th level or higher, then this has no effect on it. Which honestly felt kind of bad for the people that did get all the way up there. But luckily this feat no longer has that clause. And finally, at level 16, fighters now have access to the Master of Many Styles Monk feat, which essentially allows them to switch stances on the fly at the beginning of their turn. Honestly, I feel like fighters should have always had that, since they have so many stances. But again, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. And that's pretty much everything that's changed for the fighter in the Pathfinder 2e Remaster. But remember guys, no more open tricks. That means you can use feats whenever you want now. But if you're looking forward to the rest of Fighter Week, go ahead and leave a like on this video. You can also subscribe to the channel for more Pathfinder 2e teamwork content. Be sure to check out the links in the description below for my Patreon, my Discord, and my social media. If you're interested in playing a human fighter, you can check out this video here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and remember, teamwork is vital. It helps us solve problems.